Point of privilege I am raising, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, I was brutally arrested with the Honorable Kamara, Kawale Municipality, together with 12 other FDC leaders. We were taking a protest note to the Kenyan High Commission because of our colleagues who were kidnapped and tortured, kidnapped from Kenya, only to be met by angry policemen. They were dumped in that vehicle that looks like it carries dogs, even dead ones. And the person driving that vehicle behaves like he's on drugs. We also thank God that we survived him. Mr. Speaker, I and Honorable Kamara and the 12 were charged with public nuisance, that 2 MPs of our caliber, public nuisance, going to deliver a protest note to Kenyan Embassy. Kenyan Embassy is not a kiosk of Uganda. We even go there to receive visas or permission and other things. So the point of privilege, Mr. Speaker, I am raising, we had colleagues kidnapped from Kenya, tortured, beaten. When I raised this matter last week here, the Attorney General said they cannot explain. Then we went to Kenya to seek for an explanation. They arrested us and beat us. Do they want us to go to heaven? This answer should be got from heaven. You can't give them. Then you go to ask Kenya, you say you cannot go. So, Mr. Speaker, I need an explanation from government. They should advise us. People kidnapped from Kenya and beaten. You, this government that of freedom fighters that were in Ruwero fighting for freedom, maybe I need to remind this parliament. If you read General Pecos Kutesa's book, he said the reason he went to Ruwero was because President Museveni was arrested and made to sit at a roadblock in Chireka. If you don't have copies, I can supply. Now the same Museveni is making MPs being brutally arrested, sitting them in the mud, charging them with the public nuisance. Maybe that Museveni disappeared, we have another person. So can we, Mr. Speaker, be told why we are being mistreated in our country to this level?
Thank you. I think what Honorable Ssemujju is saying is quite interesting, that he was charged with public nuisance and is a whole member of parliament. My last reading of the law is that, yes, even an honorable member can be a nuisance. But I don't know whether he was being a nuisance, but we are going to go and find out what Honorable Ssemujju was doing and come back to advise.
Order, Mr. Speaker.
No, Honorable, you don't.
No, he can't say. I know because you and I are expressed. This is not a matter for football. You need to tell the country why you are holding people like this. Because if you get in touch with me, it's as if the matter is personal. But we arrested 2 MPs together with the country needs reassurance. So my appeal, Mr. Speaker, let him come here and explain to the country why they are treating people like this. Not to me. We can discuss express matters.
And I really feel what Honorable Ssemujju is saying, and I will come back and explain. And I don't think it helps us when we talk about being expressed here and the charges in public nuisance. Because when they connect the two, they may think we are saying that because we are express, we can be jointly public nuisance. No, we cannot. Express is not like that. Right, Honorable Speaker, is the member in order to allege that because we are discussing an issue of public nuisance, express should be made a subject of discussion.
Now, you know how express funds behave. It's not for me to judge. We shall go, we check on the record. If it was a Villa fan, I would have been concerned that much. But you express funds, and but anyway, I had allowed Honorable Honorable Annette.
Mr. Speaker, and I raised this matter on the floor of Parliament because they closed these colleges, stating that they wanted primary teachers who go for bachelors of education. And I asked the Honourable Minister at that time, who is before us here, to bring a policy and the course units, not even the course units, but the policy that's going to establish university courses for primary teachers in university schools. Recently, Mr. Speaker, last Sunday, a mother superior of Daughters of Mary in my constituency had to ask me questions because she took sisters to Makerere University to seek for courses for their nurse sisters to become primary school teachers for bachelors. And all universities have refused the students and the sisters. When I'm you should look at me sincerely. They are saying there is no course unit because the National Council for Education has never sanctioned the course units for primary teachers. But to make matters worse, yesterday, Mr. Speaker, a government paper, New Vision, ran a this story that teachers are running out of teaching. They are seeking for early retirement. And here we are, colleges we are closed, teachers are running out of teaching. From COVID, a number of teachers have gone out. Validation reports are showing us that in many districts don't have teachers, but nothing is going on. Could we know what exactly is happening? Are you killing education for real? Where are you going to get teachers from? When teachers run out of schools, they are riding borders because of the prevailing situation around them, poor pay. I can take the information now.
No, Honourable Minister, please.
Asking for early retirement because they are disgruntled. They are not earning the salary equivalent to science teachers, and yet they are science teachers. But by virtue that they are head teachers, they go back to the lower pay. So this anomaly should be sorted urgently. Thank you very much.
Every day, it's really, I don't know why you don't sort it out, and the President directed to sort it out.
Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, still the method and the work out how they are going to close these institutions. Tutors remain in the colleges, they are not placed anywhere. And they are there waiting, they are getting salaries but not working. The assets of these institutions are there, nothing is happening. These are open issues. So we want to know where is the weakness, and I want a response knowing that I'm the shadow minister.
The issue of salary, the issue of science teachers getting more pay than the arts. Of course, you are aware that we took a policy to enhance.
Wait, it's different. The issue is science head teachers.
Yes.
Okay, who are still being paid as humanities. You find
yes.
A science teacher is earning more than a head teacher who is a scientist. Very simple, and the President gave directives on how it should be handled. The Cabinet, the Executive, we already agreed. Why don't you sort? Honourable Minister.
And we are working with the Minister of Finance to make sure that this is collected. And I think the best person to give an answer to this is the Minister of Finance, not education.
You see, Honourable Minister, I think you need to go back